Hold on a second. I forgot something.
Look at these here.
Are you shameless? Are you seriously that shameless?
The back.
Yes.
The back,
Yes.
boys. Yes.
One win, run we're on.
Welcome to Lady Mag NUFC. We're back again for the top table talk. We might not be top table just yet. Now, I have to say, hold on. When I say top table, I'm referring to we're in the top league. We're in the top table, not necessarily top half of the table, which is what I think people think. It's the top table. We are, the Premier League is the top table. I just wanted to make that really, really clear. But welcome, we're back. And yes, Newcastle United are back. The shades are out. We are repping because we finally got a win. And look, we're going to get into it. That is for sure. We've got... I think they're all flooding in. We might as well bring the boys in because we've got Adam. We've got Ads back in the house. We've got Wolfie back in the house. We've got Farley back in the house. Rich is in. And when he arrives, we've got Kaz from too. And this is going to be interesting because there's a few of us that played each other this weekend, and we'll discuss it. That's for sure. But boys, how are things? How are things on this fine Tuesday evening?
I'm great. I just came back from work. I had to drive up the M23. It was an interesting journey as I passed Brighton and then meandered, towards the local rivals Palace, which are clearly next door, And it was an enjoyable trip back. Just like Palace took 3 points with me from down south. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I take up so much real estate in your head. The fact that you're not focusing on your win straight to Brighton Palace. It's unbelievable. I love it.
I lost respect for you when you disappeared after you lost last week, man. Just vanished.
I've been ill for quite a while, and I think it's caused by my team being absolutely fraudulent. So, yeah.
I have to say, Ads, look, Dad can back me up on this. Wolfie had forgotten that they beat Villa at the weekend. He was so bothered about Brighton.
Just keep it going. Just keep it going, Wolfie. We don't need to talk about that.
He was more interested in the pasta.
You must be gutted you lost to Man City because everyone was beating them and you.
That is our biggest embarrassment. It's like Nuno out, man. Seriously, you lose to Man City with the only W on that red list. I mean, come on.
Yeah, mate. Let's get that red list up.
Absolutely, but look, Dad just took his shades off. I'm not taking mine off.
You're not going to ask Rich how he is.
I can't see.
You're not going to ask Rich how he is.
I did. I bigged up Rich was one of the first ones because I saw him at the bottom in there. But Rich, how are you, fella? I'll ask you again.
I'm good. I'm obviously disappointed after today's game, but yeah, over it now. I'm just looking forward to ending Manchester City's losing run on Saturday as well.
You know what? It's looking like genuinely. You're looking like you're ruining the top four hopes. There's even rumours that Pep could get the sack. If this run continues, I mean, look, it's wild. I know, but even though you lost, Rich, you got to be walking into the weekend's fixtures with confidence, right?
It's going to be a good game. I mean, first of all, like fair play to Wolfie and Forest on Saturday. It was a good win, and it was a pretty crap game for the first 65, 70 minutes. To be honest, I wouldn't call it smash and grab. I think it would have been smash and grab had Villa won it. I would say we'd try and sugarcoat it as a professional away performance, but Villa just didn't react very well to the substitutions, and then just poor game management, just some big mistakes in terms of closing out the game. And yeah, again, just poor mistakes in Villa, poor decision making and the save. Forest capitalised on it and got the win, which was a bit of a disappointment. But yeah, if we can beat Man City on Saturday, I'd take 4 wins from the last 5 games, certainly. So I'm just trying to cling on to 1 or 2 positives.
Can I ask you a question, Rich? Can I ask him a question? Because I like Villa. I've always said I've liked Villa, yeah. But my God, are their fan base a bunch of crybabies this week, man. I have never seen such uproar over an absolute
They
BS.
should have had a penalty.
Stonewall pen.
It was a Stonewall pen, in fairness.
I didn't even ask the question. I might have asked him what he had for dinner, for all you know, Charlie, before you start butting in, right? But was it a pen, Rich?
Yeah, I think. It was a penalty. It was a penalty.
What are you on?
It was definitely a penalty. I don't think I'm not going to cry about saying it was a foul on Matty Cash because the referee gave a lot of decisions or let the game go throughout the game. And my thing about Villa in that situation was when you 1-0 up, if you're a top side, you spoil the rhythm of the opposition. And we should have been picking up fouls. We should have been pulling and being cynical for the last 10, 15 minutes and frustrating Forest. And I don't understand why Villa don't do that. We should have been trading bookings, yellow cards across all of our players and just be nasty. And I don't understand why Villa don't do it because that's what all the best teams do. We've never done that. We've always had a soft underbelly, and that's not good enough.
See, I would have respected your answer more if you started by saying that Anderson was being fouled in the first place by Rodgers. That I would have respected, but you just completely ignored that, just like I've seen with all the social media posts from the Villa lot. Completely forgotten about that and just jumped to the end.
It was 6 and 2 threes. That
you know what? You know what though? Big up the Villa away fans because guess what? Once again, showing that which was Shane called again? Forest Stadium, whatever that is. Bunch of old men, 50+ pensions, Mr. Door, all of them lot. They ain't got young fans, and when they do. And when they do, like, sharp, they go get their little nephews and that just to show that they got a little something like coming up, like a bunch of young fans. What a crap fan base, I must say. You know what, Forest? What's it called? The Forest ground is that the City ground? At least be creative. You know what I mean? Like that is falling apart, mate. And they went. The thing is, Wolfie likes to talk about other people's stadiums, and when he ain't even looking at his own. I'm pretty sure they got wooden seats somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. Like Palace.
You see, it's why you're so stupid, Cass, because you don't do your research, do you? There's about to be 200 mil spent on that stadium.
You know what the maddest thing is? Yeah, they got out last season the lowest out of 4 teams. Yeah, lowest attendance. Actually, no, this season. No, it was this season. The lowest attendance out of 4 clubs. It was like you lot, Portman Road, and somewhere else. Absolute crap club, you know.
What is your stat? Your stat doesn't even make sense. Out of 4 teams, we were the lowest.
The whole team. There was like 4. There was a question. There was I watched Luke Pingu's show, right, and whatnot.
Pingu, the penguin.
Yeah. He's a good content.
Is that where you get your facts from, Cass? Is that where you get your facts from?
Out of the 4 teams, there was like who's got the lowest attendance, and Forest City Ground was in there, and I was like, I'm not surprised. Crap.
Yeah. Have you fixed your leaky roof yet? Well, you were obsessed with the City Ground.
Did. You're obsessed with telling people that you've got 2 European trophies that you won about 50 years ago that no one gives a shit about. So on that
you're obsessed that you beat Man City. That's like your trophy this season.
That's nodding in approval. He's nodding in approval with it.
Well, hang on. Welcome to the show, Cass. You obviously know Wolfie.
What's he doing on here? I've been the Forest.
I got invited by Mr. Pete Davey himself, and I couldn't decline.
Pete, could you clear the guest list next time ahead of schedule? He's crazy, man.
I feel like this beef has been carrying on for the last.
I've been on with him for 2 hours, bro. I've had to eat my dinner in the 3 minutes in between, right? And then he comes straight at me about the City Ground.
I just think you're showing Villa a little bit of disrespect. Know your role. You've had.
We're used to it, Cass. I'm used to it on this show, mate.
Rich, have I ever disrespected Villa? Have I ever disrespected Villa?
The last 10 minutes. You know what you act like? You act like the bunch of Newcastle fans when they had that little blip when they came up with Eddie Howe in the half of the season. So,
don't do that. Don't do that.
It's the same.
No, we're fellow European Cup winners, Wolfie, aren't we, mate? We're fellow European Cup winners.
Proper clubs, man.
Okay.
Like this plastic Londoner in the middle, man.
Ask the question to the rest of the panel about Wolfie's club then. So they're up there. They were 4th up until still 4th now?
No, they're still 4th.
Yes,
they're 4th. Yeah.
Yes.
Is Europe, like for the rest of the panel, is Europe a destiny for Forest this season? Can you see them slipping off? Is this ride going to continue on, in your opinion?
I said it a few weeks ago on AFP. I think they'll finish between, I think they'll finish. I said 8th and 12th at the time. I'll squeeze that down to between 8th and 10th. I think they will drop off a little bit. And I'd probably say maybe, between 8th and 10th is the finish for me, for Forest.
How can you say 8th and 10th when you can even beat us in your own backyard, mate?
We didn't lose.
Sitting 4th. This is what I'm loving, right? When I first came on here, all the chat was like, Forest drop off, Forest drop off. Will be a drop this crappy channel as well. Forest drop off, Forest drop off. It's gone quieter and quieter now.
Hold on. I've said that Forest have done very well. I've had a very good start to the season.
I don't need you to tickle my belly, mate. Honestly.
No, let me finish. We can all agree that Forest are massively overachieving right now. Okay, they've had a very good start. They're overachieving to what the expectations were at the start of the season. And I don't think it's outrageous to say that they will probably drop off from the 4th position they're in now. And I think they'll finish between 8th and 10th. They could maybe get Conference League.
Charlie, did you think we'd drop off before this? Did you think we'd drop off before this, before where we are now? A month ago? Do you think Forest would have still... If I asked you a month ago that Forest will be 4th come December the 17th, what would you have said?
I probably would have said... I would have been more inclined to say no.
Okay, so why the hell should we care about your opinion on the end of the season when your opinion for now would be wrong?
Wolfie was asked a question, but you're claiming you're claiming
you can't not like his answer when he's giving you his...
You're claiming you're not overachieving. No one thought this would happen. No one, not even you, and you're absolutely...
We're overachieving.
No
as well.
one thought you'd be 4th.
It's not wrong to say
we have not overachieved. We have not overachieved
very well. You're be quoted on that. You're not overachieving.
No, because achievement. I'm sorry, my club is not Spurs. We don't hand top of the league trophies out in September. Yeah, no one has achieved anything. Liverpool haven't achieved a title this season. Forest haven't achieved Europe. No one has overachieved anything until the final whistle goes on that 38th match. So no, we haven't overachieved. Are we on course to overachieve? Potentially, but no one's achieved anything yet. I ain't seen no silverware dished out.
What are you talking about, man?
You know what's funny? Yeah, is this a context show or is it a bit of banter? Which one? Because I need to know which act I'm putting on today.
Well, now you're on.
So basically, long story short, if we're allowed to do all of that, then 2 results could have you in 13th.
Exactly.
That's the difference if you want to put that up. But you don't understand that because you're too busy trying to sort out Tottenham since you are Ange Postecoglou in disguise. So on that note,
all right, Robin Hood men in tights, man.
You know all about it. You're called the Tricky Trees. What a crap name!
Exactly.
Is that
secret forest supporter.
Tricky Trees.
Tricky Trees, Super Reds.
The no one calls them the Super Reds.
I've never heard that ever.
Well, I never knew that.
Never heard of Tricky Trees.
Never heard of that.
I literally live in Leicester. I hear about Forest all the time. Never heard.
Straight you do. Okay.
Yeah, man.
An excited Cass when he heard it the other week.
I couldn't believe it. It's that crap of a name.
Okay, Red Devils. Okay, Devils.
Quick word for Villa then.
True.
Obviously, I think, I don't know about yourself, Rich, but there was a lot of confidence from other Villa fans that I speak to. They thought they could go there and win. You didn't, although you got the goal that I thought was going to win you the game. Are you worried? Are you worried about the up and down inconsistency? Because that's kind of what it looks like at the moment from a Villa perspective. It wasn't long ago, and we were on this show talking about it. As you guys genuinely top 4 challengers. Is that still a possibility for you as a fan? Like, where are you at right now?
Oh, I mean, definitely still in the shot of the top 4. I mean, we're 3 points behind Nottingham Forest, 5 points behind Arsenal. So we're still 100% in the race for the top 4. It's just every team is suffering from the same consistency problems. Villa have an issue with beating some of the big teams, which again bows down to Adam's superior knowledge that he had earlier on this season. We can't seem to beat one of the so-called big boys at the minute. Hopefully that changes on Saturday. And then, you never know. We might pick up a win, the first in 50 years or however long it is at St. James's Park on Boxing Day. Who knows? But yeah, it's just a frustrating time. You boys got your shades on this week, but you could be crying into your Christmas pudding next week. So
how knows? Yeah, there'll be Eddie Howe up next week.
Yeah. So who can say? If you guys are saying that you could finish it, could do a top 4 challenge, then Villa will be absolutely saying the same thing.
Wait, you got Newcastle's got Villa at St
No,
James's.
Man City. They got
On
Man
Boxing
City.
Day, yeah. Villa Man City on Saturday, and then Newcastle Villa on Boxing Day.
Yeah, you lot. Yeah,
We play you soon as well, Rich, right before the end of the year.
Yeah, and then Brighton on the 30th.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better.
That's 3 points.
The way it is now.
Nah, they're above us in the table. We win
so,
those ones.
True.
The way it is now with the so tight and everything that we're anything from 4th to 13th. So that's Nottingham Forest down to Man United. Forget about West Ham. There, so anyone can finish in those European places. 22 games left, only 6 points between us, everyone. So go on a bit of a run, and things look rosy for anyone. So it's going to be chopping.
I think every team from 4th down is shit.
Yeah.
Every team from 4th down has been
every second week. Yeah.
You think Arsenal have been good?
Season.
You think Arsenal have been good?
Well, you can throw them in there as well. I mean, just every team.
I mean, yeah.
Each week has just been either crap or great, and there's no consistency at all. Like, this is the weirdest season I think we've seen in quite a while for that. Like, there's so much up and down. Like you said, 1 loss, 1 win moves you 7, 8 places up the table. It's just nuts.
I think everyone's going through a little bit something. I don't mean everyone. I mean the top 6 clubs, bar Tottenham, because no one likes them. So, transition seasons, I suppose. Man City, you could say Arsenal looking like they need a little something. Chelsea are finding their identity under whatever. Liverpool, they didn't sign no one, but they got all the old boys and they're capitalizing. I think they haven't really been tested as much as they needed it to be. Personally, and they're just running away with it. And then. Yeah, and then you got the rest of the crew, really. And I think you could say as well, in fairness, I think some of the other leagues just got a little bit better. I think it's all systematic and there's no individual quality anymore, really, because it's all system. It's about who's got the best system, because the most average player can look good.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of your boys, Cass?
Crap, sell 90% of them. Sell 90% of them.
Despite the result.
Yeah, no, because if United go and lose against Bournemouth, which ain't out of the question, right? Then that win against City means nothing. It was just a day out, pretty much, and a bit of we sent them in more of a meltdown. Now it's your chance to send them more in a meltdown. But I want you lot to draw. But I'd rather Daps, who I live with right now, I want him to be more in the mud. So I need it.
Yeah.
If you so honestly, with Amorim coming in, it seems like he's changing things at the moment with the Rashford situation, Garnacho, all the rest of it. Genuinely, out of that squad, who are the players that you're thinking? Yeah, he's going to keep. He's going to work with.
Right now, but I know Nana had a couple iffy spells recently. I'll wait to the end of the season for me to give a real judgment on it, because I can't have many more of those. It makes me think just you're a big man. Please just grow up. Sometimes you're a goalkeeper. Like, please, like, I know you can play with your feet sometimes. We understand, but even then, sometimes I wonder, are you even going to get the ball over there correctly? Because you just boot it out. Anyways, but bar that, obviously De Ligt. You know what? I could go through the team, but I'll pretty much name about 7 of them. That's the reality, because really and truly, my standards have pretty much dropped over like the last 12 years. I've gone from I want him to go. He's garbage. Doesn't offer nothing really for the overall gameplay of the team. I've gone from going from 20 home games and 10 args first season to the second season. I went 7 home games, and then last season, this season I ain't even gone to anything yet, but I'm going to go to a few anyways. So it's just a feeling of the club a little bit, and the players are crap, man. They're garbage. Like reality for Man United standard, they're not that good. But if he can get a tune out of them, then great. Good luck. That's the way it is.
So, no aspirations of what you can do this season.
100%. You're 100%. I expect Europa, and I expect to go into the semi-finals against Dusty Tottenham. You can't have a Bermuda Triangle of Dragushin, Enter the Dragon, basically, Archie Flamboyant, and you got flipping the fridge at the back. You have to be winning that. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing if you don't.
Yeah. I love Spurs in their position right now. 10th with plus 17 goal difference. I just love it. It's just a nonsense.
Do the treble, remember? Deji said it.
They're going, Deji, they're going to do the treble. They're still on.
You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Definitely, but like
birth of Deji, man. The birth of that. When we first got him on, just got him out of nowhere. And the first thing he says, because they were in Champions League, he's like, we're going to win Champions League. We'll either win the Premier League or the Champions League. This is when Conte had his like little, when he started off quite well in the season before it dropped off. Yeah, I think that part, it's just like, I'm like, this guy, he's going to crack me out every time he comes on.
He is wild. He is wild. But look, massive win for you at the Etihad. Is it tinged a little bit because of how bad Man City are and how poor they've been this season, or is it a case of just it's a derby, you don't care, you're just buzzing?
I think City are being absolutely crap. I think it's fair to say that, if you spell out their recent form in the last 11 games, you get little. So that's I think it's a bit of both. I don't think United were particularly amazing, but in terms of trying to control the tempo of what they wanted, I think United done well. But at the same time, City looked toothless. Like, I think Pep got it wrong tactically because I feel like Bernardo was just wasted over there. Didn't ask a question. So it was basically Martinez was a free man. And then you got other players coming back for fitness. He was desperate, puts Foden in straight away after coming back from bronchitis. And then you got Kovacic. Didn't do nothing. Grealish should have started, in my opinion. There was not enough questions asked. It was too easy. I said this game is easy. Even when we went 1-0 down, Wolfie, you might have seen it. I said, we're winning this 2-1. I genuinely believe.
You say that every week. You said that against us.
I didn't say that against you, to be fair. Because after he threw that goal in, like Wood, basically, and Martinez and Onana's watching it, literally, I was just like, yeah, I can't be asked. But that game, it just felt like there's something coming. Like I don't look at it as a game that Man United smashed. I don't look at it as Man United smashed and grabbed that game. Like I don't. I think it's a crap quality of game, which is fair to say. It was boring for a mutual eye, but for me, it was like, can you get into the game? I need something. I'm leaving with something today, and we did. Bruno.
They deserved to win. United did deserve. It was a poor game, but you can't argue United didn't deserve to win that. They absolutely did deserve to win it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you in football, in any level, are you allowed to hook your leg around a striker as a defending mechanism and say, you know what, not in this type of game, it got called off? Is that a penalty?
What, the one on Fernandes?
No, Højlund, the one in and around Højlund. Are you allowed to hook your leg around someone and then they drop over?
As a footballer, you're allowed to miss the chance Bruno Fernandes did.
No, that was a horrendous miss.
No, but I do think that was a penalty, though.
Is it not?
I do think that
Højlund got given one against Rodri the season before, right? With the same people at the back room and VAR as well, by the way. And it was barely touching Rodri.
Yeah. Man United fan talking about corrupt refereeing decision. It's just embarrassing.
Oh, Wolfie, get over it. Get over it.
Embarrassing.
Just get over it, man. Like your 2 Champions Leagues that you got back in like 40 years ago.
I'm still getting over the 3-2 at Old Trafford.
Wolfie, you're a glory hunter, like a few of us as well. Like you're in that zone. We understand. You grew up in the 80s, not in the Forest, but decent. Get over it. You're about 4 years.
Born in the 80s. I would have been grown up in the 80s.
So, are you signing in January, Kaz?
Wingback.
Just put money in.
Need wingbacks. I really just want a wingback or 2 if possible.
Mate, we can give you Ben Chilwell, good price.
Yeah,
he still plays. He's still playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, mate. He's not playing. He's just training.
What was the Chelsea player you had years ago? What was it, Bogard?
Oh yeah, he was
just
terrible.
turned up to training.
Oh,
he got 40 grand a week.
Yeah,
it's Chilwell the new Bogard.
Well, no, he knows he's been frozen out, but he'll go in January. So who knows?
Would you take him?
You got half your squad frozen now, haven't you?
Would you take it
as well?
At Man U?
Are you there?
Chilwell.
Hell no. I think hell no. You think he's got? What do you think this is? We got Mason Mount. You already robbed us once.
Mudrik's on the.
That's your number 7, by the way.
Mudrik's going to be banned.
He'd be a great wing back.
He got caught with it today, wasn't it? Yesterday or something. He's going to be probably going to be.
Well, yeah,
that's a big miss, won't it?
So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what performance he's enhancing, but something.
I saw someone say, man, if he's had 2 goals and 1 assist or something in his time at Chelsea, what kind of shitty drugs was he taking? Like
he got the placebo one.
Level,
don't get Wolfie started on that question, Pete, please.
No, Claire, you know what? Claire's got to be one of the best mods on YouTube. Shout out to Claire. And I don't know, Claire. They're controlled by caste, man. They just have this rent-free agenda going on in their mind. And
what do you mean, Claire? Like, because what about Claire? Why are you coming for Claire for?
How am I coming for Claire? I just picked her up.
Oh, I was confused.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said because you mentioned my name and Claire together. I was just like, what did Claire do?
No,
Well,
Claire would have been with us a few weeks ago, hammering you when we played you at your ground. So don't worry about that. Claire's one of us. There's no doubt. But like, I wanted to get into that Mudryk situation, Charlie. But I want to know something else more importantly. Is that chest finally out? Like,
no. I've already.
You're right. This is honest, right? Me and Charlie were talking on Sunday before the game, okay, before they played Brentford, and I'm saying you're going to be 2 points away from Liverpool. You've chased them down. You're out there. If you get that win against Brentford, he's more worried about Tottenham and Villa.
No, I didn't say Tottenham. No,
okay.
My
Brighton and Villa, did you say?
I can't remember the exact. I can't remember the exact.
Forest and Villa, Charlie.
No, I didn't mention. Definitely didn't mention Forest. No, I'm not worried about them. But I'll see you on the final day of the season.
But come on, man. You're in a title race.
No, the reason why I've said this on multiple platforms. The reason why I don't think we're in a title race is one, we don't have a good enough goalkeeper. Over the course of a season, I don't know if the centre backs are good enough to win the Premier League at this point in time. I think in the future they definitely could be. I also think we've got a lack of know-how in the squad still, and we don't know how good how this team will deal with pressure in a title run-in. We know how Liverpool deals with a run-in. We know to a degree what Arsenal do in a run-in. With this Chelsea team, we don't know. It's a complete unknown as to how we deal with pressure in a title run-in. And also, like, if Chelsea fans want to think we're in a title race, I've got no problem with that. If other fans want to think Chelsea are in a title race, no problem. But for me, expectations, start of the season, top 4 win the Conference League. It's December. Until the Conference League, until top 4 is secured, I'm not going to be changing my expectations or shifting my focus
to 40 points first, Charlie. Get to 40 points.
Get 40 points first. Then
are we being serious here? Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not shifting my expectations. My expectation was Champions League, right? Once that's been secured, and if come February, March, we're still in a similar position, then I will reshift my focus and think about the title. But right now, why do I need to be saying we're title contenders? Like, if other people want to say it,
you sound like Maresca. He's a Maresca's boy.
Yeah,
does anybody else on this panel think that Chelsea aren't getting Champions League? Does anybody?
Definitely getting Champions League.
Yeah, they're getting.
So
you talk about your defense, Charlie. There's only 2 teams that have let in more goals.
I know we've got the third best defense, but at the same time, we do make quite a lot of mistakes. And I just don't have. I don't fully trust this team just yet. We're doing a lot of things well. We're still in an inexperienced. I've still got an experienced manager at the end of the day. And it's too early to say. Like, if we're when we compete for titles, we win them, and that's what we do. And right now, we're not in that position. I know what it's like to be in a title race as Chelsea, and for me, we're not in a title race right now. Yeah, I know if we
there are at least 17 worse teams than you in the league right now.
There are worse.
There are. Everyone's crap.
Yeah, right now there are. But this is December. No trophies get handed out in December. So
the other thing as well, Charlie, is you say you got an inexperienced team, an inexperienced manager. The Liverpool manager is inexperienced in the Premier League title races.
Yeah, but he's
Arteta is inexperienced in Premier League wins. Yes, he's bottled 2 Premier League races, and Pep is out of it. He's totally out of it. So there's absolutely no reason why this season you can't. That argument doesn't stack up because there's no one experienced.
Does anyone here think Chelsea are winning the league? Not a single one of you.
That wasn't the question. This is the thing. This is why you're being such a pussy, because that wasn't the question. Are you in a title race? That's the question.
I don't think we are right now. No.
If you say no, okay. So have you now said that Liverpool have Liverpool won the league? Is that what you're saying? Have Liverpool won the league?
I think they will win the league. Have they won the league right now? No, not right now, because there's no.
Okay, why not? So who else is in the race if Liverpool haven't won the league?
Forest.
Good answer.
Wolfie will say that. Wolfie will say that.
Yeah.
Who else?
They're not
Charlie, who else is
overachieving.
in the race? If you don't think Liverpool have currently won the league, who else is in the race?
Look, I don't think. I don't think they will.
Give me a name of a team.
I think Arsenal could still maybe do something. And they're not doing
Arsenal,
that
who
well.
are on less points than you,
Yeah, they
you
are
are
on
now
less
saying
points.
are in a title race, but you are not.
No,
Come
mate,
on,
we're
Do
not in
you
the
see
title
how
race.
stupid your logic is?
Wow, Gegenpress.
He's just downplaying. He's just downplaying.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want the
nothing wrong
clips.
with
He
playing
doesn't
in
want
a
the clips.
title race.
Because you don't want to admit that they're in the
Because
title
when you
race.
say you're then title contenders, then your standards and your expectations change. You know,
Isn't this what
No,
you
it
wanted?
doesn't.
Well,
That's absolutely
Wolfie sound.
2 years ago, right, or even last year when we were chatting on Saeed's channel when I first met you, it's the same thing. You were frustrated with Chelsea. You were down there, bottom half of the table, and you were annoyed. And you were saying you're a team that used to be challenging for titles. You used to be up. You're used to being up there. You're now up there. So why shouldn't your expectations be there right now when they were for all of those years previously?
I'm not getting carried away with the position that we're in. Look, we deserve to be where we are right now. We're playing some very good football. We are one of the best teams in the league right now. But you know, we've seen this for 4 or 5 months. I need to see this for longer before I can really say, do you know what? Yeah, we are contenders. And for me, I will say in February or March, if we are in the same position or even
No, you
top,
won't.
I will absolutely say it that we are in a title race. But in December right now, I'm not saying it.
All right, Charlie, in February, you're 5 points behind Liverpool. Would you consider that to be in a title race?
Well, we're basically 5 points behind them now. So I would say the longer you get into the season, if we're close then 5 points, then yeah, I think we would be.
So you think with less games to go and a 5 point gap, you would be in a title race
against them as well, because we're playing them as well.
I can't with this. I can't, honestly.
I don't know why people are so bothered about whether I say we're contenders or not. Why does it matter?
It's about having chest. That's it. If you can't have chest, then what are you? You're just another team like Forest.
We're in 12.
To be fair, that's all I'm asking. That's the only reason why I'm saying this, because you wanted to be in that position for the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, of course.
Now there, and you're used to being there from history, from the last 15, 20 years, however long it's been. You're now back where you wanted to be. You're second place. You're arguably playing some of the best football in the league. You've got a squad that is more than big enough to handle a title charge and European football. Let's face it, you haven't even got Palmer in your European squad. You
not at the moment. No,
have him in there and still be strong in the league. So you're able to go on multiple fronts. There's no reason why you cannot be in this title race, because as what was talked about on Potter's channel last night, if Salah gets injured, that changes things. And if you're still there,
all ifs and buts though at the moment.
Yeah,
this is a better way to put it. Whether you like it or not, mathematically, you're in a title race.
Yeah, if you look at the table,
and probability as well. I see. Let me ask you a question.
We all are mathematically. We're all in the
title race. I already know the answer because you stream with Lewis, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So when Arsenal were in the title race and they were like near second, sometimes first, was you a part of the crew saying like you must and like they should be winning this and yada yada yada?
Not in the first season, no, but last season, yeah. Last season they should have won.
So now when we want to put you into that category as well,
but
we're not in a title race until
but we're different to Arsenal though. Like we're 5 or 6 months into a man.
You win
5 years,
and you won the Premier League more recent. So surely you should be more, qualified to go and win this, no?
Well, I don't think we're more qualified than Arsenal to win the league right now. They do have the more experience and more know-how than us. Like that for me is a big thing.
I'd agree with that.
This team is unknown in terms of being able to get over the line and win trophies. We don't know that.
Cucurella did in the summer.
He did. In terms of for Chelsea though, we got very few winners in that team. Cucurella has won the Euros. Enzo Fernandez has won a World Cup. But
doesn't get bigger than that.
If you go through the other members of the team, no one else has won anything.
Maybe, but we said the same thing about Arsenal. They barely won anything. They literally picked off City's lot and then said, "Oh,
they have." But just for me, I just don't think right now that we've got enough about us to do it. Now, look, if if we get to January and we decide to invest, which is not beyond possibility.
You know you are.
If you decide to invest,
you're about to get a very lucrative shirt sponsor. It's looking like it's going towards Qatar Airways potentially, and also 60 million for the Club World Cup. So that's extra money. You've got you know Todd B. If you're ambitious owner and you know what your fan base are like, bunch of sport brats. So on that note, it's like if Todd B as an owner is ambitious, he would look into that squad and be like, where can I upgrade it? You know,
we're looking at a centre back.
You know he's going to spend on a goalie, surely.
No, there's no goalkeepers will come in January. Absolutely no chance.
Why not? If the price is the price.
By
the way, I like Chelsea a lot. Like, I don't get onto them. When it comes to finances, I will back you lot because your net spend is like 400 odd million.
Yeah, we've only spent 150 more than Arsenal, 150 million pounds more than Arsenal in the last 5 years. Like, there's.
I looked into
now do it amortized.
Hmm.
Now amortize it over the next 7 years
altogether, I think.
But like for me, look, I in January, as outside chance we might buy a centre back. I don't think there'll be an awful lot of business. I really don't. I think we need to get to a situation where we have windows where we're not really buying any players. We've bought a lot of players over the last few years. The bulk of the squad rebuild is done. Look, there's one or two things that need adding. Yes, we need another centre back. Yes, we need another option at the top end of the pitch. And look, everyone knows that we need a better goalkeeper. Whether the club are going to do anything about the goalkeeper, I don't know. But yeah, look, in January, if we get anyone, it will be a centre back. And then I think in the summer, we get a striker, we move some players on. Maybe we look at a goalkeeper potentially. But all the reports around Chelsea and stuff, all the stuff coming out from the reporters and stuff is that Chelsea are happy with their goalkeeping options, and that's been what's said all season.
They're going to say that.
They're not going to not say that. But what I mean is there's been nothing's coming out that suggests that Chelsea are looking for a goalkeeper. Now, of course, that can change.
You get Dubravka. He's about to go to Saudi for about 75 million in a definitely above board deal.
No, definitely don't want him.
Please.
Nicodemus as well.
No, I can't lie. I think Todd B or Egbali, one of them, they should look at that thinking if there's an opportunity, don't do what Arsenal did and hesitate and go get Jorginho.
They'll definitely do it. Yeah, if there's opportunities.
It is an opportunity. Like you're heavy on Diogo Costa, your club, and I know that as a fact.
Yeah.
I believe he's got a release clause as
well. 70 odd million or something.
60, I think it's 60 million. Trigger it.
Regardless of that, there's no reason why you can't pluck him out of Porto mid-season.
I'm pretty sure they always have some money. They're broke.
That's not who they're going to buy. I will guarantee you now, you will buy Leicester's goalkeeper.
Hermansen's a great goalie, by the way.
He's quality.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised particularly if they get relegated in the summer. That could be a very good chance.
It's a great option. I don't think
one of our Leicester fans, to be fair, on our match preview last week, said that he thought he was the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, and I was like a bit like I haven't seen much of.
With the amount of shots he faced,
he only played 45 minutes on Saturday, but for the bit that I saw him, I thought he was decent. I thought he was a decent keeper, to be fair.
Yeah, Chelsea just go sell Chukwuemeka or something for 30 million, and that funds half of Diogo Costa's price tag. You do it all the time.
We got assets to sell. We've got the Sassy to move on, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell.
Yeah, Achimpong will take his place, disaster. He's better than him.
Yeah, Achimpong is close to signing a new deal, so yeah, he looks promising. Yeah, we got money we can raise. We got a lot of players to move on still. I mean, Sterling is going to have to try and find a home for him in the summer. But yeah, things are good right now. No denying it.
Fair play. I think there's some questions for different people in the chat.
Yeah, let's go to a few. Jordy Tune for Life has this one for you, Rich. He says, question for Rich. Are you firing shots at Eddie Howe ahead of your upcoming game against Villa?
The only thing I've got, because I know what the outcome of the result is going to be. I'm just trying to console myself with a few wind-ups.
I'm praying for that Boxing Day win, man. I'm not going to lie. Praying for it.
I'm just happy I'm out the country for that game. I'm away on holiday, so I'm happy with that.
We need it.
Next one from Andy Ford. That's for you, Adam. Why do Brighton have such a shocking record against the bottom teams? Are you like us and only up for the big games?
Can we stay on Brighton after you answer that, Adam?
Please. By the way, Cass, like, look at this.
What's this?
Probably the first time you see it. It's the first time I've seen this. This is a Brighton fan. I've never seen one before.
I've seen it. I mean, I know Luke Links, so.
Oh, Jesus.
Two then. You doubled your
not a
tally.
Brighton fan.
Yeah. I've seen his face before as well.
He's not a Brighton fan.
Luke Links is a Brighton fan, yeah.
I wouldn't call him a Brighton fan. But look, we've been like this for years. We've never been able to do well against relegation sides. So it's 4 teams that have had their managers fired this
season. Hey, hold on. What's wrong with Luke Links? Hey, you can't skip that part.
He's a dipshit. So there's 4 teams that have lost their managers so far.
Why?
I want to know. Why?
Sorry, I want to know. I'm curious.
He's just an annoying. I shouldn't speak as someone. He's an annoying little kid. Yeah.
How does that not make him a Brighton fan? That would cost you half your fan base if you got rid of him. You and him, man. No, how is he not a Brighton fan? That's harsh.
He's a content creator that happens to be in Brighton.
So
does he go to all the games?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he does his vlogs and stuff.
Oh yeah, fan.
Kind of smells a little bit salty.
I've never met the guy. I'm sure he's a lovely person.
So how can you comment on him then?
Because he annoys me every time I see him.
I mean, you never met him though. How can you? Wait,
I've seen him online.
Actually, how about this? You kind of look like him.
I've never met Wolfie and he annoys me. I kind of look like him. He's about 20 years younger than me, so I appreciate that.
I mean, to be fair, if that's the case, then you look good for your age, like I suppose. But yeah, he could be his older, he could be his younger brother or something. No, I mean, his older brother, you know.
Christ,
got the same nose.
Into him. Same nose. I don't even know what the question was before we started talking about this kid. Right? Why can't we beat crap sides? Yeah, we've bottled. We've been more Spursian than Spurs this year so far. Like we haven't been able to beat. There's only one team we've been able to beat that have fired their manager this year, and that's you lot.
I mean, we should have battered you that game as we asked.
Yeah, should have.
No, you know, right? Yeah, thank you though, because he did get him sacked in the end. So that.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, so we can't. We've been so poor this run of games against weaker opposition. We've been so bad, and we're not really sure what this new manager in the last few games is trying to do. Because tactically, we've been looking like we don't know where to be. The players don't look like they know how to play together. Like it looks like we've gone backwards the last few games. And the performances at the end of the Leicester game, where we conceded 2 goals after being 2-0 up, and then what we did a few games before that against Wolves, where we did the same damn thing, like is a really, really, really bad representation of our mentality.
Sorry,
charity boxing match.
Ads, Kaz, let's make it happen, man. Come on.
Me? Oh, you want me to
Madison Square Garden?
I'm not gonna. I think
Amex Stadium, man. Amex Stadium. It might actually get filled up for once.
Yeah, and they charge a bomb if you want to use their pitch as well.
It's expensive there. Yeah. No, so yeah, mentality wise, we've got problems as a side, and we can only really, it seems like we do a lot better against some of the bigger teams, which it's almost like we now look forward to those bigger games. But we don't, this game against West Ham, which I'll be at this weekend, is going to be like quite big. Like if we then lose or draw to West Ham, this run of games is like people are already talking about, is Herzl the right guy? Have we just hired a 31-year-old idiot that shouldn't be the manager of this club?
Yep.
Like, that's already going around.
This is what I was going to say. Is the manager? Are people starting to ask questions of this manager?
They are.
He's under
pressure. We've got divided fan base already. Yeah, you know how
you and Luke divided.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't like him.
You lose to Palace 3-1. Their questions get asked, and especially after that Leicester game where we should have like comfortably won the game and completely bottled it. Like questions get asked of the manager. That's got to be on the manager. Those
it's a mentality issue as well.
I think it's got to be something. It's got to be mentality. Tactically, we're in a weird spot. The other thing that the Brighton fans are starting to talk about, which we haven't wanted to talk about, is we're in a really worrying place with Lewis Dunk, where it seems like his legs aren't able to keep him up for where he needs to be in this system, playing a high line.
Looks obvious, Adam. Looks really obvious.
It's really sad. And we don't really have. We've got 3 fit centre backs. And Igor and Van Hecke have been playing, and then we brought Dunk back in. Obviously, he's the captain, he's club legend, and we've looked even more shaky. So there's a lot of the fan base calling for him to be dropped.
I worry about any player called Igor. There's something about it.
Mate, have you seen him? Have you seen the man? He could snap someone in half.
But he's just I don't know. He just seemed a bit lumbering. Yeah, I mean, a bit.
He's not very good, and he was the one that caused the second goal against Leicester to happen because he decided that he thought he was going to be, Dunga or something and sprint out and run up the pitch and just gave the ball away. So we're really in a bad place for centre backs. We tried to sign one at the end of the summer window and we failed. We're going to be calling for a centre-back in the January window. Whether we can get one or not, I don't know, but we're really shaky there. Really shaky.
Is this Rutter guy any good from Leeds?
He's been all right, hasn't he?
He wasn't good last game.
Sure about him, man. I've just never been sure about him.
He's really good on the ball. Like, he's got a really good touch, really nice dribbling, really nice control. His finishing is a bit questionable, but he's looking quality. The problem is we've got a really crowded bit of that pitch, that number 10 role and that number 8 role. We're really quite crowded. And it's a struggle to sometimes fit him in if we want to play someone else. Enciso came on at the weekend and looked great. And he's looked crap for a while. And Ruta looked terrible at the weekend. So you might see him get a little bit more game time and Ruta come off and get benched. I really don't like seeing João Pedro at the number 9 spot, which is what we were forced to play him because Danny Welbeck was injured. I want to see him drop deeper. So João Pedro wants to play on the 10 too. So we've got some weird problems around the pitch. We've got too many injuries as well. We don't have a right back. We're playing Tariq Lamptey. Tariq Lamptey is shocking. Absolutely shocking defensively. So bad. So...
I'm going to ask you, I don't know. I think it's an honest question. Isn't this what Brighton do most seasons, though, in terms of going through this little phase? Because I'm looking at Brighton, and we always, like, at least for the last 2 years, we've had the same conversation about Brighton. Start well and look good, and everyone's going, Brighton are going to be up there this season, and then they have a massive drop where they lose games or draw games that they should be winning. We talked about it earlier on in the season. Ipswich at home was the start of it, really. Let's be honest, where you should have won and you didn't, and then you'll have another upturn again, and then maybe another downturn before the sort of end of the season, and then you'll end up where you end up. Like, is that not the reality, regardless of the manager? I know you're saying managers getting a little bit slick, but hasn't that been for the previous managers before? Am I wrong? I'm putting it out there because that's kind of what I see from Brighton.
Yeah, we've been really streaky for a few years where we've got ups and downs at different points in the season. We've done it under De Zerbi, we did it under Potter. The difference is we spent 200 million this summer, and you don't get that excuse when that happens. You get that point of being able to say, look, this is the manager's first big job in a top league. It's the first big job in a top division, let's face it. He's got a lot of new players. He's got to figure out the system. We're still not completely there yet. The same time, the owners don't spend that amount. The owner doesn't spend that amount of money and then say, you know what, sure, you can go on and not beat a bunch of relegation sides and drop points and lose your head at the end of games. Like, that's not acceptable. You got to be playing a real nice style of football, even if the results don't come. And I think they'll see enough. The problem is, we don't seem to have a proper style the last few games, and that's the issue. So yeah, we've been patchy before, but we've not spent this amount of money before. There's no excuse when you spend this amount of money.
You lot are pathetic, honestly. Like, you should be max 15.
A nice measured opinion as usual.
No, honestly, you should be max 15 in the league. So you're punching above your weight. I still expect.
Well, no, Wolfie, remember, we can't be punching above our weight because no one can overachieve or underachieve until the final whistle goes on the last day of the season.
Yeah, I didn't say you've overachieved. I said you're punching above your weight.
Oh, so you're just using slightly
different.
I love that, Adam.
It is a difference.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
You shut up.
We just got him there, yeah.
Anyone that's the enemy of Wolfie or gives it back to him is a friend of mine.
You haven't seen that.
We've been dancing for a while now.
You should right now max be 15th.
Yeah,
you should be in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
So you and Luke should be more than happy with where you are right now as a Brighton fan base. Yeah, because you are just Chelsea's feeder club until you eventually get relegated, be it this season or next season. And I'll need to ask you, please, can you tell me, is this thing with Palace actually real or is it manufactured? Because I just don't understand it. This whole freaking Mullery and Venables crap. Like,
it comes from someone taking a shit in the changing rooms.
Yeah, it's a bit nonsense. The people like to say something along the lines of, "It's not a derby, it's a rivalry," and whatever that means.
I mean, if you have to explain a derby, then it's not a derby.
We just need someone to hate. You know, you just got to have someone to hate, don't you?
Yeah, but no one wants to hate you because no one's bothered about you. This is the thing. How did you find Palace?
That's nice. We'll slip under the radar like we've been doing for quite a while, just comfortably being in the Premier League instead of going up and down like some other teams have.
Two bits of breaking news. Two bits of breaking news that are coming out. Two things. We are 3 subscribers away from 25k on Loaded Mag NUFC. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do the good stuff. Let us get to that milestone through as a channel. And the second news is a pretty big one. If you are a Man United fan, that is for sure.
They got any left?
No. Marcus Rashford has come out.
You were just becoming friends with Cass then as well.
Marcus Rashford has come out and said he is ready for a new challenge.
That's not a surprise.
So he's come out in an interview and said it. He said it. Fabrizio Romano's jumped on it, and that was told to Henry Winter. Kaz, I know you got the wording on there. I don't know if you want to read it out exactly what he says.
He said, for me personally, I think I'm ready for a new challenge and the next step. All of his and then it was going along to say it was all with respect the way he was saying it. And then he says, when I leave, it's going to be no hard feelings. You're not going to have any negative comments from me about United. That's me as a person, whatever. If I know that a situation is already bad, I'm not going to make it worse. And then I've seen how it can unfold, basically.
He's like he's basically getting ahead of the curve, isn't he? I think he knows he's on the way out and he's just announcing it himself.
PSG?
Arsenal. I think
Arsenal
Arsenal take this opportunity. To be fair, they love a captain save a whole situation. They like to try to turn Kai Havertz into world beater, Sterling, Jesus.
Yeah, they like passed it in England international, so why not?
Yeah, so he might do well over there. To be fair, because they do keep the ball better. They might go back to inverted forwards again, like in the first season, if that's the case. And they might play Jesus. It might suit him a little bit more if they give him an overlapping fullback. They play both right now. They play flipping Stoke City football, but
how much do you think he's worth? Rashford, how much money do you think you get for him?
Right now, as it stands.
Well, in the summer, he's probably going to go in the summer, right? How much do you think you get for him?
No, they're talking about January.
Well, that soon, do you reckon?
Yeah, because of why you wouldn't have brought that statement out otherwise. I think the club allowed them to make that statement so it's best for all parties and there's no stupid PR.
But he's contracted for what? Isn't it like 4 more years?
The issue is a little bit like Sancho. Like, this makes it even worse. Makes it even worse for me that I didn't want to get rid of Sancho, right? But the wage situation. Now, in an ideal world of English international goal scorer, whatever you want to label him with credentials, right, or how good he is, the wage is the wage, and it's going to bring down his normal price tag because no one's paying that. He's going to have to take a pay cut, and we already know with United players, Maguire's one of them, didn't want to leave to West Ham. Wan-Bissaka had to pay him off, yada yada yada, etc. etc. He's going to go for cheap right now. If United got rid of Sancho for 25 million, then Rashford ain't going for much more. I promise you.
But he's 4 years, it's up until 2028, right? With £325,000 a week.
I think it's 27. I
think it's 28 on BBC.
Oh, by the end of this summer, it would technically
signed it last year.
It would technically have 3 years left on his deal, but I don't think that it doesn't matter. For me, United need to hold this L because this is what you get for doing bad business and bad deals over the years. So you have to
say bad business when he's from your academy. Man.
No, I'm talking about the deal itself. Like I'm talking about bad business in general.
True.
Like Sancho, then getting rid of him for what 50 million less than you bought him for, and then second of all, Rashford, you should never have been giving him 350k a week. For doing what? For doing what? You want us to what? Couple cups? Like it's not worth it. You never should have got that, and you should know that it should have been nipped in the bud or whatever ages ago. But it tells me United are willing to reset no matter what. It doesn't matter what name you've got, who you are, what you can do. If you don't fit into the plans and you ain't got the attitude of what the manager requires, you're like, you can go. And I agree. He needs to go. He should have left about 2 years ago.
Cass, the problem is you want to sell him. He wants to go. Who's going to buy him? Who's going to buy him?
I said I got a feeling Saudi will try it. Saudi will try to take the opportunity, but I don't think he will want to go to Saudi.
He won't go to Saudi. Yeah.
How old is he? 27.
Yeah, I don't think he would want to go there. But who knows? I don't know Marcus Rashford personally on what he.
Why would he go? He can just sit and not play for Man U for 325,000 a week.
Exactly. But then why put the statement out?
Yeah. You would have
put the statement out.
That means he wants to go play proper football, right?
I think Arsenal will take maybe a situation on that because it's a decent deal for them. It's in their alley. If not, if you're talking about abroad, I don't know where he fits. Everyone keeps saying PSG, and they don't. But I don't. And PSG need a franchise name, but I don't see where he fits into Luis Enrique's plans because he's not that sort of player.
But he's a better option than, and I hate to say it because I'd love him to come to Newcastle, but Randall Colomwani is leaving in the window as well, and he has been linked with you. So could it be there's a potential?
I don't want Mawani, but if they're going to say that we technically might need a striker that runs in behind, if it's just a dry loan or something, then I'm not opposed to it because Xerxes, whether he's used as a 10 or 9, we don't have another option bar Hoyland who wants to run in behind and do a bit of dog work. I don't know. I don't really rate Mawani personally from what I've seen since Frankfurt, but I'm not opposed to a loan anyways. But other than that, I want wing backs. So I want to generate whatever you can. And you can clearly see with Delo, not good enough wing back. You can see even as great as he is, Mazraoui, he's not an attacking fullback. Neither is, and Anthony's like he's had a few good cameos, but he's not 80 million's worth. I need something fresh. The club needs to go into another direction. I need it personally. I want it. And I feel like people can sense it if you're a rival as well. There's a little difference, but we have to be, convinced and we have to see it in the flesh to believe it, kind of thing. Because otherwise,
wait. Can we just rewind? Pete, did you say you would take Trashford at Newcastle?
No. Colomwani.
All right, sorry. I thought those sunglasses.
I rate him. Colomwani. I think he's quality.
Forest will take Rashford. I think they'll have him.
Oh, if he came to Forest, I'd never go.
You would?
No. He's absolute rubbish.
If you're no, I don't want Mawani like that personally. I want a different profile.
Would you rather him or Rashford?
Oh, they're like the same player, basically.
No, don't do that.
They are. So you put Mawani from the. All right, cool. You put him from the Bundesliga, a more technically sound league, yeah, right? Structures, all of that. However you want to label it. You put him in pretty much the most physical league, I think, in the world in terms of like brute strength, which is the Ligue 1. I think is a lot more stronger than or physical in terms of just power alone in the Premier League. But when it comes to intensity, that's a different game. He can't handle the intensity at PSG playing against farmers. So on that though why would I want him to come to the Premier League when he can't even do it over there? It doesn't bode well. He could be someone else. Someone else's shit is someone else's treasure. That's why Newcastle want him or want him.
No. Honestly, with Colomwani, he came in the wrong situation, the wrong scenario right from the beginning. He was basically Mbappe basically told the club.
He wanted his mate there.
Yeah, he's one of his best mates. PSG didn't want to sign him, but it was one of those agreements.
He's already got the wrong mentality. He's already got the wrong mentality because his mate.
Exactly. And if the manager doesn't want him, it has been forced to sign him.
I know, and I don't want him either.
That situation is never going to work. Whereas if he moves on and he comes to somewhere like Newcastle, and it might be he might turn into our riches from their rags, and I understand that, but I actually think in that setup he could be.
Yeah. So when Isak gets bought, basically because he's not staying at your club, let's be real, Mawani would probably be a good like for like fit. Why would he stay at your club?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's staying.
Yeah,
Contract 2028. If someone puts down 130 million right on the table, which is what he's worth, then fine, he leaves.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure someone. I think the big six or whatever you want to call it, and even others. I think someone will put down the money for him.
Who's good? Who's going to?
I'm not trying to be wrong on Newcastle. I know this is a Newcastle channel. People are going to get butthurt from what I say. I'm trying to be the villain, whatever, right? But from a Newcastle standpoint, you
have one of them.
Yeah, 110 million. I do think Isak goes right now. I think you need the money, and I think you need to spend it correctly as well. And you've done a good business and done a good profit on him. And I think Bruno Gomes will end up leaving as well. and you'll get a good amount of money for him. And obviously, you would hope that Paul Mitchell does a correct job and get you and Newcastle scouting. Clearly, he's got a good scouting team. Yeah. Go and get proper players again and build a proper squad, because this is your. I think this is the PSR issue that obviously that Specs moans about all the time and stuff. This is it. Unfortunately, you thought Saudi would come and you go buy whatever you want. It don't work like that.
I can only see one leaving. I can only see one.
We've seen Harry Kane leave Tottenham and Tottenham still score goals. If Isak leaves, I know he's a great player and I think he's destined for a top club. But when
Isak was injured, Newcastle imploded for those few weeks. Nothing happened.
Yeah, earlier this year. This is where they need a squad, because you can't
imploded with him in.
You can't rely on Callum Wilson anymore. He should not be at that club. He should have left in the summer and they should have got a replacement for him. He's just injury prone. And I think he's a good player.
He was injured in the summer. That's why he didn't.
Isak's not going anywhere anytime soon. And Guimaraes, all the Brazilians just dyed their hair bleached blonde, didn't they? They're all having a great time, mate. They're not going anywhere.
No, I genuinely do think one of those boys will go.
Mickey Almiron might be a good shout out wing back. He's got a great work rate.
No. Yeah. Miguel Almiron at Forest will be a great wing back.
Shut the hell up.
That'll be a good deal.
We've got no pace in our team pretty much. Rashford his back's broken since Ollie was in charge, and then Ten Hag ran him into the ground. He's finished, man. But yeah, no, look, I'm not trying to say Newcastle can't keep hold. I'm just saying I think it might bode you a lot well to go invest that in other areas that you need. So I think you can.
Especially if his head gets turned. If his head gets turned,
I think his head's already. You know what it is? I think they're at the age for me. You're not in Europe like that, or you could be. You never know, because like Adam would point out to Wolfie, it's not game week flipping 38, is it? So we don't know. We can't have that.
22 to go.
Yeah, we'll see, but. And we'll see even if Eddie Howe's in charge.
He's got his shades on this week, so they're definitely going in the Champions League. Next week would be.
It's nice to see banter between rivalry clubs going for 12th and 13th, trying to fight for that top 12. It's nice. Fun to see.
Hey, I'm not being funny, but you just got smoked by Brighton. I mean, Crystal Palace 3-0.
3-1.
Yeah, but we still want to go. Fine, I'll live off that for a while.
Yeah, and one result could have you down in 13th.
Cass, let me ask you a Brian question.
Who's Brian got, by the way, next?
West Ham.
West Ham.
If we can't beat West Ham,
where is it? Is it at Brian or West Ham?
It's at West Ham.
Oh, you're gonna beat them. Lopetegui's crap manager, man.
Cass, let me ask you a Brian question.
There's one game where he wins and keeps his job, won't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I was hoping.
Cass, let me ask you a Brian question. What's their manager called?
Hertzler.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Not bad. I don't know if it's right or not. I still don't know his name. So
it's Hertzler, yeah.
I mean, Wolfie, we all know you just watch Nottingham Forest and catch highlights of other teams. So
exactly.
So you should know.
You don't.
What? No, you know, I break down.
Student of the game. Break down film.
Yeah.
You tune into the Brighton games week in, week out, Cass.
He's got the at the end of the Matrix with all the screens.
Literally, I have about 3 screens on at 3 p.m. watching different games, and I break down other games on my.
Do you want to see how many screens I've got? I'll send you a picture.
No, we don't want to see what's in your closet, mate.
Oh,
see, I have a question. A question for Wolfie. Speaking of what's in Wolfie's closet, came from Ian. Ian, a big fan of Wolfie. He goes, if not. He said not Forest. I did. Nottingham Forest win the league.
Thank you.
Will you present your podcast naked, Wolfie, or are you not really that bothered?
I'm not bothered about Notts Forest to the double R because I don't know who that is. But yeah, would I present it? I mean, Ian, if you want it,
behind a paywall, you would, mate.
Yeah, on my Patreon. Yeah,
Wolfie's new OnlyFans.
Oh my god!
Check it out, Forest Fan TV on Patreon. Incoming.
Wild. Any other questions that we got?
Yes.
One lad.
One for Charlie. Yeah, I'll go to the Clown lads one, but I want to go to this one for Charlie first. Are Chelsea still facing a European ban for breaching UEFA FFP?
No.
No, I saw something like that.
There was like an investigation into some stuff that happened under Roman, but we paid like an 8 million fine because we self-reported ourselves. There was another thing they were looking into about like some sort of agent payments that were a bit dodgy, but nothing's come of that.
Cool.
So
cool.
I don't know.
Let's go to this one from the Conrad. Question: thoughts on Monday Night Football? Best forward in the Premier League era. They had Shearer at 7th behind Drogba and Cantona.
He was right. Henry is the best. There's no debate.
Yeah, he is the best.
There's no debate.
I didn't watch it, but I wouldn't have had Shearer in the top 10. To be fair.
Are you?
What? Don't do that. Don't do that. Rick. I'm sorry.
It was Collymore.
I'm sorry. Shearer, if Shearer's not first, he's second. I know it's people's opinions.
No, but it's because his goals.
I'd have Shearer first personally, but Shearer is minimum top 2.
No, he's not. Ronaldo was better.
No, but the reason why he's probably ranked down is because his goals didn't actually contribute to anything, really.
He's like the older version of Harry Kane, isn't it?
Yeah, his loyalty overtook his ambition.
Newcastle, yeah.
Alan Shearer scored that many goals, having missed 3 full seasons. Well.
They mean nothing. Only his Blackburn goals meant anything. All the rest, he was pissing in the wind.
It don't matter. He still scored those goals.
My point. It don't matter.
It's not trophies on the table. Best striker in Premier League history. It's best striker in Premier League history.
Is Rooney better than Shearer?
Rooney's a better footballer than Shearer.
But you know, but the issue with me with this year, I wouldn't
better striker than Shearer.
You know why this is a difficult conversation, all in all, because Rooney's not an out-and-out number 9.
No, exactly.
Cantona for me is not an out-and-out number 9.
No, he's not. Cantona shouldn't have been in there.
You can compare your Thierry Henrys and Drogba's because that makes sense. Les Ferdinands and Andy Cole's. I can't believe Andy Cole didn't even get a mention.
How did Andy Cole not get in there?
Henry was
Andy Cole not get in there?
No, but Henry did because in the end he went from left wing to striker.
Yeah, he was a winger at Juventus.
He was an inside forward for me.
He converted, but he ended up being the number 9. Like, well, obviously the main spearhead of Arsenal's attack. They have Robert Pires and Lundberg.
Was Ian Wright in there?
Well, I didn't see it. So who was the top 7 then? Who was the top 7?
It was something like Henry, Ronaldo.
Again, your winger.
Rooney, Cantona, Drogba. I can't remember the exact order. Shearer was like 9th. Bale got 10th for some reason. I think
they're going forward. They're going forwards, not strikers, though. I think.
So you got to have Andy Cole. You got to have Ian Wright. If you're talking forwards, how's Bergkamp not in there?
Yeah, because he was classed more as a 10. That's what they said.
Yeah, but they've got Bale on the left.
I know.
Or on the right.
I mean, it's Jamie Carragher, man. You're going to take him seriously. I mean, come on. He thought he was a striker as a kid. So,
Salah,
I have the list.
Any list without Collymore isn't a list.
Okay.
So it's null and void.
From 10 to 1, Bale 10, Bergkamp 9, Hazard 8, Shearer 7th, Rooney 6th, Drogba 5th, Cantona 4th, Ronaldo 3rd, Salah 2nd, and Henry.
Is this the best list of forwards then?
Yes, forwards.
Yeah, not number 10s. Yeah, they broke their own rule because 4 of them are 10s. Hazard wasn't a 9. I don't know why he's on that list.
So they didn't put Harry Kane in that list.
I mean, who would put Harry Kane in that list?
I'm not being funny, but like as much as I know he's a bit of a bottle job and all that kind of stuff, as a number 9, he
would be in there. Yeah,
he's in there.
Of course he would.
Gas pissing in the wind. He won nothing.
Would you put Harry Kane ahead of Drogba?
Great.
No.
Steven Gerrard didn't win the Premier League.
Yeah, I think I'd put Kane ahead of Drogba.
No, but his goals didn't mean anything.
Exactly.
I didn't realize that was an asterisk next to
it. It's about the fact that he scored them consistently.
Yeah, where's Aguero?
Aguero didn't make the list.
Yeah, Aguero's got to be in there as well. Yeah,
Collymore didn't make the list.
Collymore's on the list, mate, just not this one.
I love Stan as well.
I turned on him after what he wrote after the game.
I mean, I quite like. I do quite like this list.
He's a Villa fan. He's a Villa boy. He's a Villa supporter.
I'm sorry, whether United fans want to, for me, anyways, maybe because I'm not in that era, but I'm putting Rooney ahead of Cantona.
No, he did it for a longer period.
I would be putting Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of Mo Salah.
No, Ronaldo was second.
Not for Premier League era, though.
No, not for Premier League.
Ronaldo, yes, he was. He was better than Salah.
But
I hate United. I hate United, and I'm saying it. Yeah, Ronaldo was better than Salah.
Mo Salah
that Ballon d'Or winning season in the league, there's not been many single seasons better than that.
Yeah,
that exactly.
2008 one. Yeah.
Their criteria, I watched it. Their criteria was their 3 best seasons in the Premier League. So it was only 3. So that's why with Shearer they took the 3. They said no number 10s. They gave extra points for titles, Ballon d'Ors, and some other crap as well, and like plus 1 point.
It's a bit rogue.
20. Yeah, that was like they're like that's why we haven't put Haaland. That's why we haven't put Aguero and all these other players. But the bottom line is, if you didn't win the trophies, it don't count.
I'm not being. You can't really do all the trophy stuff because then where's Ryan Giggs?
Yeah.
What, he's a striker
on another list.
Well, if you want to class a midfielder,
he's on his brother's list, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm saying if he classes a winger or more of a midfielder, then
he was a left mid man, left winger, left mid.
So was Hazard in a version.
Yeah, I agree. Hazard shouldn't be on there. Yeah,
he's an old school winger though.
Brian Roy as well, definitely Foxy, 100%.
And although I thought Ryan Giggs was a quality winger. Did he put up? Did he ever really put up the big numbers in any of his seasons?
The only thing he put out was his hairy chest after he scored in these.
It was different then, though, wasn't it, Pete? Because you had so many strikes. You had Shearer, Wright, Cole, Fowler. You had every team had strikers that scored 25 goals.
Yeah. The game was
every big team. Yeah, it was different.
Suarez season.
Yeah,
he was one season though.
No, it was that 2.5.
Torres would have been before he collapsed and just went off the edge of a cliff.
How did Hazard get in there? Ahead of Bergkamp?
No, he's wicked. No, I'm not gonna lie. Hazard
laced Bergkamp's boots.
I love Bergkamp, really?
Man, no,
Hazard is better than
being that low is insulting. Bergkamp is one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League.
He was, but there's only really one player that's come close to Messi and Ronaldo during this whole era, and it was Hazard's. I can't remember what year it was. There was when
they came third in the World Cup that year when Belgium come third in the World Cup.
Yeah, he was
14.
1 year. You don't get greatness in 1 year.
Yeah, but this is massively done by age and era, isn't it?
When Hazard was in the league, though, he was like the best player in the league for a number of years when he was playing for us.
Easy.
So was Gareth Bale for Spurs, but they did nothing.
He left. Yeah, but he left.
You know what, guys? We found something we can bond on. We're all agreeing.
We're not agreeing. That's the
first
thing.
ever.
This is what drives the debate.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Aguero should be in that list.
Cristiano Rodinho should be in that list.
Robinho.
Chris Wood, mate.
Right, boys.
Dwight York should be in there.
Before we wrap,
United days, him and Andy Cole.
Nah.
Before we wrap, I just want to ask you the question. There's some Carabao Cup games this week.
What's that?
Mickey Mouse Cup. No one cares.
Where's Deji when you need him? Don't need that rubbish.
That's why. It's because we knocked you out of it. But right, obviously there's big games Wednesday and Thursday. Newcastle against Brentford at St James's Park. Who do you think's winning that, boys? Your opinion?
Newcastle. Brentford's got a horrible away record.
Hopefully Newcastle. We got Brentford at the weekend.
Newcastle.
Yeah, you can win it.
Is it at the BTEC Stadium or is it at St James's Park?
St James's.
They might win the Trafalgar Square Trophy again, like they did against United.
I'm just about to say that. Get all the way to the final. Have an amazing day out.
Go through, and I hope we play you in the semi-final, and then we knock you out.
Light work. You lot are nothing. Light work. Just take Isak out of the game. You're fried. And
then Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think I'm right. Tottenham, Man United.
Yeah, my team.
Who we think's winning?
They don't.
They don't even have a defense. They don't even have a defense.
It's too shit.
You don't have an attack, so
I mean, I'd rather shit.
United on pens.
I think it'll go pens though, because there's no extra time in the cup, is there? I reckon it'll go pens.
Spurs win comfortably. Trust me. Spurs win this one comfortably.
Spurs and trophy just don't mix in general. So
that's what you think.
That's what I know.
Sorry, what was the question? I was reading the comments.
Spurs, Man United.
I mean, you would know all about that. You ain't won a trophy in like 70 years.
Who are you talking to?
He's talking to us. I know he's talking to us.
I think
57, is it? Yeah, crazy.
We play you after we play Villa at Old Trafford.
I think it goes to penalties, that one. Thursday night. Before the draw, to prolong the draw for us.
Spurs win it comfortably.
I think we're going to I think United definitely are rotating. I think he spoke about Ahmad rotated and Mazraoui. So that's like our two best players out. But then again, I would like to remind they have got Archie, Flamboyant, and Enter the Dragon, and a Fridge at the back. And I hope they play Basuma as well.
And you got a zip face up front, man.
And he's better. And he's better. What you want to pin? What you'd fancy chances of Archie Gray against him? I don't think so.
Zip face. All he does is wrestle, man. He thinks he's in the WWE.
I don't know what you've got. Maybe you should go and send him some advice to get rid of some of those.
Yeah, it's called Clearasil.
Well, maybe that don't work. Maybe he's got acne.
Freaking out. He's got issues, man.
Well, he's got it lasered off, to be fair.
He did. I saw that. That was hilarious.
Maybe you can tell Archie Gray to do that.
The other two Carabao Cups before we wrap. Arsenal, Palace, what we're going for?
Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
I think Palace will beat them. I feel like Palace will give them more of a game at Selhurst on the weekend instead.
Yeah.
If they're going to rotate now, they're going to play like Nketiah up front and garbage, but Kamada. Yeah.
Yeah, the Arsenal will win that.
Joel Ward.
Yeah. Just imagine if Palace won that, though.
That'd be great.
Be brilliant if Palace.
Would it be Arteta out? Would it be Arteta out? Back-to-back wins.
Wait.
It's 5 years there.
Nah, hold on.
AFTV will be revived.
All I'm saying,
It
none
is.
of you
We don't watch it this weekend, Kaz. It's already revived. It's back in
yeah.
there.
Did you see Lee Judges? They cut out what he said. That's all
I don't think he said anything.
It wasn't that
I don't know.
People just offended by anything these days.
Honestly, man, it's a saying. It's a standard saying. No, but you boys, wait. Do you boys want Arsenal out?
Of course.
I'd love it for the banner. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking to you, Charlie. I'm talking to these others. Do you not want Arsenal out?
I would, yeah. Why would you?
How are you expecting to get Europe then?
What do you mean?
Because you need Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool to win it. Whoever's still in, you need them to win it. Otherwise, if a team outside of that place wins it, they'll get that European spot and it doesn't go to the league. Food for thought there.
And you're not also worried about this, Wolfie?
No.
Crazy.
This one's
he's in the title race.
The League Cup's
He reckons he's getting it for illegal means. And then
fifth place will get the Champions League, won't it? Hopefully.
Well,
if
Man City carry on as they are, maybe not.
Not even that, because Chelsea were definitely winning that cup as well.
Chelsea win the Conference League.
We're gonna win.
Villa are winning the Champions League, so we're all good.
Yeah, but actually, you know what? We are doing quite well there, isn't it? Yeah.
Do we have to talk about Southampton, Liverpool? Is that the obvious?
Manager bounce?
No manager bounce.
No manager bounce.
No, we need Liverpool through if you're worried about this one. So with the League Cup, this is the Conference League spot. So if someone wins it who's not in European positions, it goes to that person. Just saying. So you lot need to be careful.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll roll the dice.
We will. Boys.
Wait, can I say one final thing? Sorry, mate. Elliot Anderson, I hate to say it. Well, I love to say it. Was a mate. Rich, you'll back me up. What a performance.
Yeah, we should have smashed him.
He destroyed him, especially in that last 15 minutes.
Boubacar Kamara was good, and Elliot Anderson was good. Yeah.
So I just have another witness on how good Anderson was. So thank you again.
Yeah, he's quality. He's doing well
here every week.
Yeah.
Mate, is the Greek God going to play Wednesday night? Sorry.
Who?
The Greek God.
No, with Dubravka. But apparently, Dubravka has agreed to move to Saudi.
So the Greek God might come in. He's not just being paid to train.
You're talking about my boy.
He won't go to January.
Yeah.
Is John Ruddy not going to play instead?
No, Dubravka
How many goalkeepers have you got?
Only has a medal.
Five.
League Cup.
We've got Mark Gillespie as well, who doesn't basically he gets paid to train and stand in the away end every week. He's got the best job in football. Literally got the best job in football. That's what he's been doing for the last 3 years. But yeah, Vlachodimos, I would start ahead of Dubravka because I think he's better than him. Dubravka's for some reason being given a starting berth, but he's apparently going to Saudi. So if we get rid of Vlachodimos, I imagine James Trafford will probably come in January. But
you got Trafford.
No, that's who we want.
The one who was at what's their face last season?
Burnley.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shite.
You want what's his name? His idiot brother to come up and do tours of your stadium and stuff.
Old Trafford.
No, James Trafford, his brother's what's his name again? Fogden.
Fogden?
Yeah.
Oh, Fogden. Are they really brothers? Are they really brothers?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Are they really?
You can have him around. You can have him around the clubs cheering for Newcastle.
Man, he probably hates them as well.
Is that real? Is that true?
Yeah,
I thought that was just trolling. I thought it was just trolling.
No, it's his brother. I heard his dad saying in the car, like I was like, wait, surely not. Yeah, that's it. So the last
was that when he got his club? That randomly came up on my feed.
It's actually his brother. Yeah, it's actually his brother.
I thought that was trolling.
Interesting.
Boys,
been a pleasure. Big thanks to Wolfie. Make sure you go follow Forest Fans TV. Rich, pleasure as always. Make sure everyone goes and subscribes to the Villa Park Pod. Of course, Charlie, pleasure as always. Blue Brothers CFC, and of course, Kaz, debut on Loaded Mag NUFC. Make sure you go and subscribe if you haven't already to Never a Foul with Kaz and Daps as well. Of course, big thanks to Adam who came and joined us. Boy, it's been a pleasure. Great chat as always. Hopefully, we're still wearing these shades next week. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. See you soon.
Take care, people.